There's a shift happening in the business world. The hustle, the sell, the push isn't serving us. As business owners, we want real human connection. We want a partnership that means more than a handshake. We want to show up as ourselves and run a business that feels good. We want to go deeper to find solutions, and we dream of a better future for ourselves and our community. Join me as we explore a different approach to business, a more personal way to serve our clients, our team, and ourselves. This is the soul side of business. Welcome back for another episode of The Soul Side of Business. I'm Ashley from Imagine Images, and I'm your guide to discovering a more personal side of business. My guest for today is a multi-business owner. Lu runs 3 small businesses, and she is just the type of person that when you sit down and talk to her, you feel like you've known her forever. Her success is largely based on her fantastic customer experience, her wonderful staff, and just the fact that she is a great person. So please enjoy the conversation I had with her. How do you feel like your business contributes to the stories of your customers?
That's interesting. I always find that we get inside of our customers' bubbles when they come in. Like if it's a funeral, that's always my biggest example is when we have a funeral, they'll come in and we want to hear who their loved one was. We read the obituary, we sit there and we'll look to see who that person was to make it extra special. So we feel that we step inside their bubble and out of ours for the little time that they're in our store. So that's what's kind of fun for us because they find that sharing their life and sharing what they need and for us being able to step out and go, how can we help you? How can we be in your bubble and give you what you need? That's been super successful for us.
That's where you got them.
Yeah.
You take care of them.
Yeah, we take care of them. We go beyond with our customer service. So, yeah, we had somebody last week, we forgot a boutonniere magnet on them. I ran to their house in New London and took 10 seconds, met the whole family. It was awesome. And now we have a connection. And that's what I like. We truly care about the people that come in our shop. We try to make a connection with each one, which, I don't know, that's fulfilling for me, but I think they get the sense and that we really care. And I tend to remember their names and stories that they tell me. I've got a good memory, so that's always very helpful, saying, hey, how are you? How's your dog? On the mend. And so they feel like it's more family coming back in. So
I feel like that's how you run your business.
Yeah.
With the new crystal side and the events you have here,
Yep.
How does that make the connections even deeper with the people in the community?
Yeah, it's always like-minded people that are coming here. So for me, the connection is a little stronger both ways. And I find that we're all making connections. We all seem to be in the same place, dealing with the same things at the same time. And so for me, they'll come back and they'll say, oh my gosh, thank you for finding that crystal, or thank you for talking to me about this. And for me, I'm like, no, thank you, because I think it's reciprocated on both sides. We're both getting a connection out of it. So I feel like we're both in the same place at the same time for that reason. And it's amazing. It really is. So branching out with the new store here, my connections are the same as the other store, but on a deeper level. And that feeds my soul. So I love that.
It's deeper than rocks and flowers.
Yes, it is.
Right.
I've gained so many new friends out of this, both ventures, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, and that's what it's supposed to be. You get up, you go to work every day, you want to go to work, you want to have those connections.
And that gives you more fuel for doing more of it.
Yep, exactly. It's like, what's my next venture? Like, how can I create a niche that's missing in this community? And that's what it's about. I've got to be honest, when I first started out, I was very afraid to do a rock and crystal store because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm doing voodoo in downtown Hortonville. They're going to kick me out. And it's been very well received. People are like, when are you opening? When are you going to be open? And that for me, it's like, oh, the interest is here. I'm filling a niche. And whether it's a practitioner that comes in and does a class and we end up talking somehow about what's going on in their life, and then they'll message me the next day saying, hey, thanks for staying after and listening. And I'm like, no, thanks for trusting me. And you're forming real connections here. And for me, that's worth everything. What I sell in the store is the side. Most people are coming in to talk, and that's awesome. I usually walk out with a rock or, bracelet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Right? Well, it
that's
reminds
helpful.
them. It's a reminder
Yeah.
of the connection that you had.
Yep.
And
And that we're not all alone in here.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you come into the floral shop and want to talk about your loved one, or you want to talk about your wedding. We're here to listen. My whole staff listens. And they really care. Like, we've delivered for some funerals where my staff is crying, carrying it in, going, did you see the pictures? Did you see, what he did? Or especially if it's somebody younger. And for us, that matters. Who your loved one was matters. What you want to do for your wedding day matters. And on top of it, how can we save you money doing that?
Right.
Because we all have kids. We know someday all of our kids are going to get married. So how can we save you money on top of making your dream come true? For us, you're just not a number. You're not just walking in my business for us to make money off from you. It's got to be a two-way connection. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not the right fit, and that's okay too. We're like, hey, more power to you. I hope you have a great wedding, But yeah, whatever you ask, we've done it. We've jumped through the hoops.
I feel like that's a good way to run a business.
Yeah, it's like we really care,
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to run your business.
Right. So what is something that's working good in your business right now?
I think my team being on the same page is a really good thing for us. My team cares. Well, my daughter's in there too. She's one of them. But my other two team members that I have are amazing. Like, they know how I want things run, and they listen. And we're not so much employees, staff. We're a team. So, which also can be detrimental at times too, because everybody has a big voice, and it's like, no, I want to do it this way. And sometimes that's hard for me because I don't want to let anybody down, but that really works. And if my staff is running like a well-oiled machine, our business is going to run well. And that really works for us. We all go the extra mile, so that's what's kind of fun about us. And we have a lot of fun at work.
That's a good perspective. Now, businesses have challenges too.
Yes.
And I worded this question very specifically as finding a solution instead of saying, what do you want to get rid of?
Yeah.
But if you could solve a problem or figure out a challenge, do you have something that's on your mind, on your heart right now?
That's a hard thing. Staffing's always an issue for us when we hire somebody. That's something we've been working on lately. Everybody's needs change, and I'm always there for us, for my employees. Family's the most important thing. So all my staff is female, and they're moms, except for one. And when they have a kid that's out sick, now we have a staffing issue. Or, I don't have a sitter on these days in the summer because they're split schedule with their ex-husband. Or maybe one of my employees this year now can't come in until 11:30 because they don't drop their kids off at school till then. So staffing's been a problem that we're trying to find a solution for. And hiring somebody has been a challenge because you want the right-minded person who's in the business for the right reason. My staff tells me this isn't a job for them. This is their career. They plan on being there the rest of their lives until they retire. So staffing has been a huge thing for me, finding the right people. Some days we think we've hired the right person, and then, we hire them and then they ghost us. And we're just like, I wish I could reach out to them and have them tell me what happened, what went wrong, why, where did you go? Yeah. So staffing has been an issue for us, just finding the right amount of hours to get in and the balance, because there are times where some employees feel like, oh my gosh, I'm always here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And other employees are like, oh my gosh, they feel less than, or they feel like, oh my gosh, it's a struggle being at work because I have so much going on at home. So the balance of that has been something we're working on.
That's interesting because everybody's human and have their own lives.
And we try to understand,
absolutely.
And sometimes it'll get to the point where it's like, well, you guys have to remember it's a business too. Yeah. Just because you don't have a sitter on this day, when I worked at a large corporation, if I told them, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come in, I don't have a sitter today, it wouldn't be a thing. But it's become our norm at work, and it's a good thing because we're family oriented. But how do you work through that problem? So that's been a challenge for us.
That is a good challenge.
Yeah. Everybody wears a lot of hats at work, and we all have to understand that we do wear a lot of hats.
I don't think you're alone in that.
No.
Small business,
yep.
right?
Yep.
And I think everybody has staffing problems now, not finding enough people, not finding enough good people that are going to mix in with who you have
Our
already.
current staff. Yeah. Before we mixed in Angie into our staff, it was a concern going, is she going to fit? How's this going to work? Me and my daughter had a really great dynamic working together. And then we lost a different employee. And then Angie came along and we hired her, and then COVID hit and the shutdown hit. Oh. So we had to wait a little bit, but I knew she was our right fit. Yeah. And she has been. She's been with us just over 3 years now. And then when Grace came along, she was just like wanted to do Saturdays, and everybody's like, but what do you like about her over everybody else? I'm like, I don't know. I just know I have to hire Grace. I just know she's going to work for us, and I trust that gut instinct.
Yeah. Has anybody given you like advice or a nugget that like you've really held on to over the years, like really good advice that changed how you did your business or how you thought about it?
You know what? I think the biggest advice that I got was do your own thing. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. So when I started the greenhouse and I started the floral shop then, I don't go on anybody else's pages and go, what are they doing? And then make myself feel less than, because I think there's room, the universe provides for all of us. There is enough for all of us here. And we really find that important, that it's like, don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Do your niche and do it well. And support other people who are also doing what you do. Like, there's enough for us for the floral business, for the rock and crystal business. The more the better. Like, we need more like-minded people doing good business practices like this.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, we're all here to support each other. We're all business owners trying to do the same thing.
Exactly, and we're all trying to figure it out.
Yep.
And, you know, and that's why stuff like this is so helpful.
Yeah.
To sit down and have a conversation, because there's going to be someone else that goes, oh, boy, I don't feel so alone because I'm having the same thoughts. And
it's awesome. I think owning a business has been one of the best things I've done in my life. I love the freedom. I realized that I was a very bad employee because I had my own ideas, and it's like my bosses in the past didn't want to hear that. They don't care. And so that makes me try to be a better boss. But yeah, do your own thing and do it well. So find that niche that's missing and find a way to fill it.
I had such a fun time talking with Lu, and I appreciate the time that she took to sit down with me. Here are the takeaways from this conversation. To be successful, your business needs to go deeper than the products or services you sell. Take care of your customers and your staff, and they will reciprocate that connection. And I think the best piece of advice is find a niche, fill it, and do it well. There is plenty of business to go around for everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to get in touch with Lu or stop by one of her business locations, all that information is below. If you need help telling your story through video or photo, my information is below as well. We will see you next time here on the Soul Side of Business.